it's Elise, welcome back. And on my channel, I like to talk about all things personal finance. And because it is January, it is time for me to update my budget to reflect the increased cost of living that is happening to me in this new year. Things rarely go down, they tend to always go up. That's what we know as inflation and increased cost of living, right? And although I'm doing everything now, I have known for a few months into 2024 that certain things were going to go up, right? But they weren't all going to go up in 2024. They were all going to go up in 2025. So this is when I decided to go ahead and be honest with myself, because I could lie to myself a little bit in 2024, but now everything is a new price. So that's why I'm updating it. I will do the first part of the video going over the details line item by line item in the budget, to give the numbers of how much it increased by, as well as there was one thing that went down, and then I'll spend the second part comparing it to the increase in my income that I'm expected to get this year that started a little bit last year. So now I can account for it this whole year to see if it buffers enough to not really have inflation count for me. Even though I worked really hard on my own accord to shop around and find the best prices, right? For some context, while I'm going over my budget, I'm 37 years old. I live in Miami, Florida, and my income as a server is $55,000 a year. Also, this high cost of living area, the things that we Floridians care about the most, that is quite frankly whipping our ass, is insurance, and that includes car insurance and home insurance, our rent and our mortgages, probably more so rent, and housing period, as well as groceries, because groceries are still whipping our ass. Groceries are back, eggs are back to $10 and some change, and I'm like, well, that didn't take long. Welcome back to groceries being super expensive, right? So let's go into the details of the budget line items. So my mortgage my mortgage went up by $49 a month. And as a homeowner, that is expected. It's not really that bad, but it counts, because if everything adds up, it does get bad. But that $49 is reflective of increases in my home insurance and increases in my insurance. The next thing is cable and internet, which went up by $17. And this is something that I have fought for. When I say cable, though, it's not true cable, which I do miss, because it was very convenient. I had the works for my cable plan, but that was $100 that I cut out the whole of 2024. When I say cable, I have two subscriptions that are they started out super cheap, like $5 and $6. Now I think they're $6 and $9. So there is an ever bit of increase. And then my internet did go up, unfortunately, which is so annoying. There are no competitors here in South Florida. It's so annoying. If you know of a competitor other than Comcast or internet, please drop that in the comments, because I'm trying to find it. If I can find it, I will leave. For car insurance, it actually went down by $51. I talked to y'all a little bit about that last year, but that was a fight. That was me leaving the company that I was with, Progressive, because they tried to have it go up $100 within the last 30 days. And I said, no, ma'am. And I was really dejected about that. I will share that story another day. My HOA fee, which stands for Homeowners Association, because I live in a condo, went up by $97, let's say $100, but that is expected because we have a condo crisis in South Florida, in Florida, period. And luckily for me, I live in a more judicious and careful about their financial business building. So $97, it is what it is. It could be worse. It could be $1,000 increase, because there are some condos that are going through that. Oh, thank you, Lord, that's not me. And then the last thing is health insurance, which is an example of something that I knew about before. That was going to happen in 2025, because I had to sign up for Obamacare, or I was able to, and I did in November. That went up by $12. So when you go and add all that up, the total monthly increase that I have is $124 a month, which is like a decent bill a month, right? Not too bad. When you calculate that for the year, that comes out to $1,488. Okay, so now let's compare that to the wage increase that I'm expected to give in my line of work. Florida passed a law 3 or 4 years ago where our base pay increased by $1 every year to account for that we are a hospitality state. A lot of people vacation here, and without your servers and your bartenders, it's not going to be fun. And we were complaining, I wasn't one at the time, but we were complaining that, if you want us here, we need more money, right? So that dollar an hour increase compared to the hours I work, which is between 27 and 30 hours a week, comes out to $1,404 a year. And the increase for inflation and cost of living for me in 2025 is projected to be $1,488. So it kind of washes it out. Only thing that I have to account for is $84. That's like what, $10 a month? That tells me that I can still breathe, which is awesome. So after doing all of that, the only thing that I can reflect on as like, it's kind of unfortunate is my HOA fees, because my HOA fee is almost $900 a month. That just in my mind mentally seems like a lot. I know it's not a lot, or maybe it is a lot, but for context purposes, in 2017 it was less than $600 a month, almost $600. So it's gone up in 8 years of $300. And I mean, I know that's not bad, but it makes me reflect when I turn 40 in 3 years, it is probably gonna be healthily over $1,000 a month just for the fees to live here. That's absolutely bonkers to me. But there's nothing I can really do about it. So yeah, it's just a conundrum that I find myself in. And after all this info, I can still say that I'm hanging in there by the grace of God. You know, cost of living always goes up. That's part of living and part of aging, and I'm aware of that. So for me, knowing that it's not that bad allows me to kind of still have this abundance mindset as opposed to a scarcity mindset. And that is why now my focus is I am digging deep into my dividend investment. And I'm doing that because for me, mentally, it is a way to hedge off and decrease the infliction of pain that inflation can have on someone's budget. Right now, I'm only getting $5 a month, but at the end of this year, hopefully it'll be $11, and at the end of the year after that, hopefully it'll be $20. And if inflation goes up, worst case scenario, I can just use that. I don't want to. I want to reinvest my dividends, and that's what I'm doing. But you just never know what the future holds, and that's why I always have like a plan A, plan B, plan C. I wish I found out about dividend investing way earlier than I did, but that's out of my control. I know about it now, so I am getting her done, right? And yeah, this year is going to be, again, a mindset of having abundance versus having scarcity. And the truth is, I'm very blessed to be able to be at a state where I am right now, because even though I don't make that much money, I can still pay my bills, I can save, I can invest, I can vacation, and I can give. And I don't think that I can ask for anything more. If that's all I can ever have in life, I am content. So that's all I have for y'all today. Let me know in the comments how your budget is going. If you are living by a truly honest budget, or you're lying to yourself, because sometimes we do lie to ourselves. I was lying to myself for some months of 2024. And if there's something that is angrily going up that you feel shouldn't be going up, or you had some surprises and things went down, because sometimes things do go down. And when things do go down, we need to be grateful for it. Until next time, I will see you guys next week, and thank you so much for hanging out with me.